afternoon, and hopefully we are live on both my channel and Sarah's channel. Welcome to the very first Get Hired, Stay Hired. We did have a pilot show a week or so ago for practice, and then everyone was really active in the comments. So we welcome you to get active in the comments as well. Ask lots of questions. And whilst I introduce you to the show, please do introduce yourselves. Tell us what job role you're looking for and whereabouts you are in the world. And then you'll be more visible to recruiters. So Get Hired, Stay Hired. We are here to help executive job seekers. We are here to help you with mindset and to get hired. And we're here to help you with visibility to get hired, but also to stay hired once you nail that job. So today is all about mindset. And I think next week is about marketing and visibility. So let me introduce you, or ask Sarah, your mindset coach, to introduce herself. Let's go for it.
Hello, welcome back everyone who came just over a week ago, and hello to all the new people that are joining us today. My name is Sarah Farmer. I am a international multi-award winning executive coach and the author of Leader Unleashed. And my job is to help people develop the mindset, the skills and the confidence to make sure that they get hired faster on their terms and stay hired for as long as they want to. Tell us a little bit about you, young lady.
Hello. So yeah, I'm Vanessa Ashworth. I am a marketer, bold and strategic, mainly B2B, but other sections as well. And I am here to help you get more visible so that people find you in your job search, and to talk about how we can communicate better. So that's my role. But today it's all about Sarah. It's all about mindset. We've got a message from Robert that says there's no sound. So is that we have no sound at all on LinkedIn? Or
anyone else out there, can you let us know if you have sound?
Yeah, thank you. But we'll crack on just in case. Oh, Malcolm, hi from Essex. So
can you hear us, Malcolm?
I'm assuming he can. Otherwise he would have said, wouldn't he? Otherwise he wouldn't have known to say where he is, maybe.
Aha. Good point. Good point. Anyway, shall we just quickly explain what this show is all about and what it's not about? So this is not a show that is going to be talking about your CV, ATS hacks or job board tricks or anything like that. We are going to be talking about mindset, skills, marketing, confidence, everything that you need, everything that happens before, during and after the interview that actually gets you hired. What's on your CV gets you into an interview, but that is not enough to get you hired. Welcome to everybody that got sound. Great.
We've got sound. Brilliant.
Anything else you want to add?
No, that's really great. So yeah, I'd forgotten because I'd got this message came up about sound and it completely threw me. So thank you for kind of filling in the gaps about what this show is all about. So it's every Monday from 1 till 1:40. And hopefully you'll be very active in the comments and asking questions. Yes. And we will do our best to answer them. And if we can't answer them, then we'll go away and find an expert who can and come back to you. And what you will find is in the weeks and months coming, we'll get experts on to ask those questions and to cover those topics that we aren't best placed to answer. But as I said, today, it's about mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, it is about mindset. And I just want to also say, with regards to we have experts, Amechi is in the recruitment space. So if you've got any questions that we can't answer, I'm really hoping that Amechi will be able to help that. So thanks for joining us today. And I just want to say hello to everybody. I won't go through everyone, but thank you. It's great to see you and great that you can hear us. So yes, the mindset piece, the confidence piece is massive, because how we show up before, during and after does lead to whether we get the yes that we want or not. And there's so much that we can do, and there's so much that we get wrong without even meaning to, because our confidence isn't right. And one of the things, and we were discussing this just before we came on air, and please ask us questions about this, you know, what are your confidence blocks? What stops you from showing up as confidently, asking those difficult questions? What's getting in your way? Tell us and let us help you. But one of the things I wanted to start with today was the amount of time that I see with my clients and people that I'm not working with as well, I just talk to, that is being wasted and energy being wasted, not going for the jobs that are right for you. All right. We can start to get scared. We can start to get concerned and worried and start scattergunning and just going for anything. The favorite thing I hear is, well, I've gone for this job. I don't really want it. because it's like 2 steps beneath me or something like that, but I'm desperate. Then what happens is they get into an interview situation, maybe, or worse, they don't get an interview at all. And then they don't get the job because the person on the hiring side of this knows this is not your job. They know that you are lowering your standards, and it sets off a fear response in their brain. So if you have the confidence and if you believe that I will get the job that I deserve, I will get it on my terms, and you do that by starting to go for the jobs that are right for you by using something that is called the hedgehog concept, which is from Good to Great by Jim Collins. I adapt that for my clients. And we look at 3 things here to make a decision. What am I best at, or at least as good as the best at? What do I love? What am I really passionate about? I'm thinking for you, Vanessa, it's all very much about community and giving back and the B Corp side of things, isn't it? So if you had a company that wasn't interested in that side of things, that for you should be at least a red flag, right?
Yes, yeah.
So what am I best at? What do I love? What am I really passionate about? And the third one is what drives my economic engine. That's what they call us in the book. But this is what do I need to earn versus what do I want to earn? So you can have a salary bracket yourself there. So what I advise my clients to do, or anyone else that's looking for a job, is have the confidence to, every job you look at, put it through that filter first. And if it doesn't hit at least 85%, I would be wondering, is this the right job for me? You will make that decision, but be prepared. If you go for that and you aren't really up for it, it's a second best. That will leak out of you in some shape or form, unless you're damn good at masking, which most of us aren't in an interview, and you will end up not getting the job. And then what happens, Vanessa?
Well, I'm just thinking, so I'm on a chat with about kind of hundreds of CMOs, and we've got a separate chat for those looking for work. And a few people, because they're in that desperation mode of, but I just need to get some money coming in, they've been applying for the wrong jobs and getting nowhere. And even sometimes the wrong jobs are just like, you know what, I'm just going to go and shelf stack at Sainsbury's or something to keep me going, and they've been turned down for that. And then then they're like, I can't even get a job doing this. And I just kind of think, what effect is that having on their confidence level?
It's huge, and it does have this spiral effect. We start going into this doom loop, and that's, I know plenty of people and people very close to me in the past who have gone to do anything that's nothing to do with their job just to earn money. And I totally applaud that, because whilst you're doing something, you're feeling confident. But to not even get those jobs, it's completely soul destroying. But if you want to keep resilient and keep your confidence up, I really would urge people to go for what's right for them and start believing that it's going to happen. So I'd love to know from people that are listening into this now, are you a victim of scattergunning? Have you done that to yourself? What's made you look for an inappropriate role or a less appropriate role? Or maybe you haven't done that. Maybe you've done exactly what I'm saying. What's happened to you so far? So is anybody coming up in the chat? I can see
not yet. So we just kind of said, yep.
Yeah.
So she just kind of, she knows, she's heard this too. And a new joiner, Chakrapani from Nepal. Hello.
Hey,
nice to think we're kind of.
Hey.
I think confidence and mindset and having a positive mindset, is really helpful no matter where you are in the world. We would
absolutely massive. And we talk about before, during, and after. So you imagine somebody that has the confidence and the self-belief, not massive ego, just the right level of confidence, the right amount of self-belief that says, I will get hired. I do deserve the job that I'm going for. And I'm going to stick to my guns here and get the thing that I want. How are they going to show up before, during, and after an interview?
Yeah.
They're going to be the ones that the interviewee is going, oh, okay. I can feel this coming off you. And the other side of that, is I can feel it coming off you that it's not right.
Yeah. Zoe says she's done this for herself. She's been rejected just to pay rent and bills and survive. Janice says her search is just beginning, so she's sticking to the principles at the minute. I'm definitely there as well, Janice. I'm still fully I'm in an abundant mindset. I think, you know what, it's fine. The right job will come, and I'm not panicking at all yet. So let's hope with Sarah's help we can absolutely stay there and stay positive. Malcolm says he has scattergunned, and he's got a household budget that's on his back. So he's got to bring in the money. Helen says she was interviewed for a role and told by the recruiter that she was too senior. We talked a little bit about this last week, so you can jump on this in a minute. And she stopped telling agencies what her salary was, and she asked instead what the role is worth.
Good. I mean, I've got a real issue with people asking about salaries, because I mean, I know it's an interesting question and we do have to talk about money, but if they're not willing to tell you what they're willing to pay in the role, I wouldn't be willing to share what I was earning, because already I'm then getting red flags flapping around going, well, you're going to try and screw me. But being told you're too senior, I mean, to be fair, at least you got feedback. But it is frustrating, and I just want to say also that I totally understand what I'm saying is absolutely fine for some people, and there will be other people that are in absolute dire straits, and they have to do whatever they have to do to get money. I no problem with that at all. Applaud you for doing something. I know plenty of people who do nothing and just get worse and worse and worse. However, once you've got yourself out of dire straits, and before you even get there again in the future, please think about how you've ended up losing the role and what you've done in between that and getting the role. Was it a purely confident mindset? Could you have done more? Maybe, maybe not. So just keep it, keeps in mind.
So Jackie says she did it a lot when she was single and needed to earn, and it affected her confidence and then career progression, of course.
And this is the problem, isn't it? This is, so whatever we do, every action we take has a consequence. And this is great. So yes, this is Malcolm again. Start to live more closely into the firms I apply to. Yeah. Okay, great. The point is, if we could just wipe the slate clean and just start again, and we could go in believing in ourselves, knowing the value that we added, having the confidence we have, we probably wouldn't start. It wouldn't take so long necessarily to get to the job we want. I'm not saying always. So everybody's very, very different. But all I do know is that the more confident we are, the more belief we have, and the more able we are to share the value that we add in a confident way, the more likely we are to get to the point that we want to get to than not. But it does have an opposite reaction if we don't do that. And often we're picking up the pieces and then having to start again.
Yeah. I think so. Something I was talking to, so I was saying before we start, I've got a very abundant mindset and I'm kind of very positive. And a friend of mine is kind of calling me every morning because she's much less positive than I am. And I'm kind of her daily boost of motivation. And what I tell her is, remember, you're an exec job seeker. This role is strategically important to the company's success. They need you more than you need them because they've got a gap to fill. So you've really got to go in with that mindset that you don't need them. They need your expertise. And so you've really got to lean into why you're there. It's not just about you being interviewed, but of course you've got to get to interview in the first place. But that abundant self-belief and knowing, looking back through your CV, looking back at all the ways you've brought great value to all the companies that you've helped before, you need to get into that mindset and remind yourself that. I think if you're taking a lower role, as we were saying, you then maybe start to believe that's your worth, and you forget all that wonderful value that you've brought before. So I can imagine it does weigh on your confidence.
It does. It has a big impact. And I want to bring Amechi from the recruitment side as well. He's saying it's so important to get aligned emotionally and technically when you interview. Interviewers do detect it. Now, I'm just going to bore you with some, what did I say, bore you? I'm just going to share, I caught myself there, what we say can have an effect on people. So we have to be very careful. We were discussing this before we came on air. Neuroscience for you here, folks, is that whatever we're feeling and whatever we're thinking is being picked up by the recruiter, the receiver's brains, whoever's interviewing you. So if you are thinking, God, I don't really want this job, this is beneath me, I can't believe you're even asking that question, they won't know what you're thinking, but they will pick up what you're leaking, which is your real truth behind it, which is, how dare you? I'm far too good for you and I shouldn't even be here, just give me the goddamn job. Or something along those lines. And that's something to do with mirror neurons. We all have them in our brains, and our brains are so super clever at picking up what other people are thinking and feeling without knowing what it actually is, just knowing it's discomfort, or it's happiness, or it's joy, or it's a real intent. I really want this job. Their brains will know. So if you're leaking anything that says in any way, or feeling uncomfortable in any way, or your intent is slightly off, their brain will pick it up. And that's usually when people end up getting to final interview stage, then being told you just weren't the right fit, because they don't know why they feel that way, because they don't know about mirror neurons and how they're feeling, because they don't think that deeply about it. So if you do nothing to rock their boat, or less to rock their boat, their fear boat in their brain, you will do better than other people. Yeah. So your intent behind the job you're going for, the desire behind it matters. Your belief in yourself matters. And you said something else, which what was I going to say? Oh, yes. You said about when you go into a role, they need you more than you need them. Now, I like that. Yes, we do. I like that idea, but I like this even more, which is this is a meeting of minds. You both need each other. So my recommendation to people going into interviews, first interviews, whatever they are, is to say that I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to exploring if we are a good fit for each other. Yeah. Immediately what that says is I'm prepared to walk away if you're not a good fit for me, and I value myself. That in itself is giving such a strong signal to the recruiter or to the hiring manager's brain to go, hold on, you might not like us, but a scarcity there. Mm-hmm. And they're really confident. They won't think all that through in that detail. They'll just go, oh, nice. Yeah. So there are things we can do before, during, and after, things that we can say, words we must avoid, like this will be boring or something like that, that do have an impact on how successful you can be. Do we have any more?
There are no questions that I can see at the minute, but so I think we're...
Okay, so I haven't asked about Sunday for ages. I went to the hiring firm, mentions it. That's an interesting one as well. I mean, should we? What stops you from asking about salary? I personally, with a confident mindset, would say, right, this is my expectation. Before I even get into interviews, this is my expectation. This is the sort of company I want to work for. These are my expectations. If they can't hit that, then I'm not going for interview. Why would you waste your time? Hours and hours and hours of interviews to get told that it's 20, 30, 40,000 pounds less than you would even consider. So I would be asking again, it shows a level of confidence. The way we do it matters. So our communication needs to be effective and versatile. It's not about ego. It's not about stomping our feet and going, look, I'm better than you. This is just, I'm genuinely interested, but I also really believe in the value that I add. And for that reason, I'd love to know this before we even get into this discussion, this meeting. That's just me.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that we were talking about before, and one thing that you talked about in the comments was about taking control. And we talked about, it's a really kind of, the market's been very quiet, but today's the 1st of September. It's all going to kind of start getting active again. But the market's been quiet, and people have been ghosted, and they've, even after interview, they've been ghosted, and they're feeling rejected, and they're feeling down. And you were talking about how we can't control everything, but there's a lot that we can control. So maybe you could talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. So I'd love to know from the people that are online at the moment and listening to this, watching this, what do you do if you get ghosted? What's the first thing you do? Tell me. What else have you done? Just give us some ideas of what you do, but I'll tell you what you can do. If you had the right level of confidence, if you believed in yourself and the value that you bring to the organization, what you wouldn't be doing is sitting and waiting and going, oh God, because what does that do? You know, Vanessa, you've been there. What does it do when you're sitting and waiting to hear from someone? It affects everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of worrying about something that's going to happen next week, that you waste all that time worrying about it, that you can't control it. So yeah,
and your mind's off the game, so you're not then looking for other things. I do this, and I recommend this strongly, is that first of all, when you're getting to final interview, so we've got through the interview stage, we're getting to final interview, is that you are very clear that this is one of a few opportunities that you are exploring. You are really interested in it. Especially if this is true, it's really helpful, because often people are at this point really interested in it. And I want to know now what the timeline is for the next steps. So it could be at the first interview, it could be at the end of the interview, the last interviews. What are the next steps? When will I hear from you? Okay, so and who's going to be coming back to me? So get some detail. And if they don't know how they're going to do that, I would immediately be going, why? Why have you brought me into interview if you don't know they don't know the process? I mean, you might not want to push it that far, but who's going to come back to me, when and how? Right. So if I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks' time, what I'll do is I'll come back to you and I will ask you. And if I haven't heard anything by then, I'll make an assumption, or I will decide whether I'm going to withdraw from the process or not.
Yeah.
Take some control. This isn't their life. This is your life. They have no right to take up all your time. Now, again, I'm saying it probably quite feistily. You don't have to do it like that. You can say, I look forward to hearing from you. I'll come back to you if I haven't heard from you. And then if they don't come back to you and you do go back to them, you can then choose to say, can you let me know within the next 24 hours? As I said, I have other opportunities on the go, and I would like to focus on the ones that are genuinely interested in me. I'm still very genuinely interested in you. And if you don't hear back within that time, you then send them an email and say, I now withdraw from the process. There is nothing more empowering than taking control back. I know 3 of my clients that have done this, and it has never done them any harm whatsoever. All it's done is boost their energy, boost their feeling of control, and going, no, you're not doing that to me.
Weight off shoulders, belief onwards.
They're not going to employ you anyway, or if they do, you are walking into a lion's den. If that is how they treat people, do you really want to be in that environment? And anybody listening into this as a recruiter or a hiring person, please take note. Just have the common decency to say, we've changed our mind, you're not the right person, or something. Don't leave people hanging. But as the person going for the role, the candidate, you can do more.
Yeah.
Don't
come back to this because there's more to talk about, because I think that I can mention maybe in the recruiter it's a lack of confidence that they, because no is not nice to tell someone, or I don't know where we are, that that my candidate, my client is ghosting me, so there's might be something there, but there's much more we can talk about, because also we talked about when you're in role as well. But let's go back to all these comments that people are saying. So Zoe was saying that most hiring forms say this is the first discussion you have to put in your expectation, and then they'll say, oh, we can't pay that. Fine, walk away. Job's not for you.
So at this point, how many of you have gone, oh God, should I put what I deserve? If you are doing that, immediately realize your confidence is not where it should be. You go, this is what I deserve.
Yeah. Salary discussions are part of an ongoing negotiation. When and how you do this depends on where you are in the process, but it is part of the alignment point Sarah mentioned a few minutes ago. And then, as you were saying, I kind of want, if it's not somebody I know, if the recruiter doesn't know me and know what I generally earn, then I will ask, when they come to me with an opportunity, I will ask, what's the salary look like? Yeah. Because if they don't know me, they don't know, how much I want. And as you said, you can cut the conversation very short, very quickly, and not waste anyone's time.
Don't waste your time, because we think that by not saying it, or by, I'll just go in 10 grand lower just in case, all the time you are lowering your own chances of getting that job.
Now, Alistair's school fees come out today, so I'm going lower. Right. So Jackie says that she recently sent a LinkedIn message to the recruiting person asking for salary and hours, and it gave her another chance to sell herself on top of her application, but they didn't reply. At those really early stages, people are ridiculously busy, and they do say often that they can't reply to everyone. So there's got to be a bit of give and take, but at least you've give them a prod and reminded them that you're there, and that's the way I look at that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Zoe says, Helen James, me too. Good approach.
Yeah.
I think staying visible, which we'll probably talk about, I think, next week, is we'll cover that then. The visible, oh, this is, yeah. I was saying that the summer has been quite quiet, but now we're in September and companies are looking at getting the foundations firm, looking into 2026. So it's absolutely a good time to hire. And as Amechi says, the visible market may have been quiet, but there's a lot of work still going on in the background, and people are still market researching and doing their intelligence gathering and looking for good candidates.
Yeah.
That is kind of continuing. So thank you for that insight, Amechi. Yeah. And Zoe says, don't stop at one, you look for the next opportunity.
Absolutely. And have a cluster. Have a cluster of opportunities, because that gives you the confidence in itself.
Jackie says, I just keep looking because if they can't be bothered to respond, I don't want to work for them. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes it isn't they can't bother. It is literally I don't understand this side of it, and that you can jump in, I'm sure. But, when you look at LinkedIn, if you're going through LinkedIn job applications, it just seems ridiculous. There's already 100,000 people that have applied. They're not going to look at you. I would really urge you all, and I think I said this in the pilot, is go to your top 20 people that you've worked with in the past. Talk to them, tell them that you're looking, ask them for their contacts. They may not have anything for you, that's fine. But do it. That old school ways still work better than LinkedIn job ads.
Yeah, again, it's all about visibility, isn't it? If you just send an easy apply in, how are you going to stand out in that sea of 300 applications that they've received that morning? You absolutely need to be visible to hiring managers and recruiters in other ways.
Absolutely. So most people are getting jobs through people that they know of who know of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a forgetful person did say, can we ask questions?
Yes.
So his or her question is here. In an era of rapid automation and AI, how should executives position themselves to stay indispensable in their organizations over the next 5 to 10 years? Do you want that one? Or do you want me to do it? Go for it.
Well, I'll give you my thoughts, and then we'll go to you. So if your job, let's assuming that your job is not irreplaceable by automation and AI. Some jobs are, in which case that's what's going to happen. But for anybody that wants to stay in their job longer and have more control over their future success, it's very much about helping people join the dots and connecting what you do, the value that you bring to the organization. Now, if you can see that your job is going to be automated, or part of it is, your cheese is about to move. Has anyone read that book? But your cheese is moving, all right? And you can either stand there and watch the cheese move and go, oh God, it's gone, and then lose your job. Or you can start thinking ahead, start sharing the value that you add to more and more people, the people that need to know, who are paying your salary, the value that you bring to the organization, and start finding different ways to do what you do that is better than an automated or AI version of you. What do you think?
Yeah, so I was going to say, so companies are saying now that they can't see the difference that AI has made to their bottom line, and that's because AI and automation isn't a generator of profits. And as an executive, your role isn't necessarily to be the know-all of AI. You're there to solve problems. You're there to look at what the business objectives are and how the company is going to get there.
And lead the company there.
And lead the company. So automation and AI shouldn't be taking your role, but it should be a tool in your box to achieve the business objectives. So as long as you see it as a tool, just like any other digital transformation before, just like a new CMS system or a new CRM system or whatever, marketing automation you might bring in, it's just a tool to help you do your job better. But no one's job ever got easier with digital transformation. It's just that it took part of that bit while leaving you to kind of concentrate on other pieces. So I think as an executive, your job should not be, you shouldn't be losing your job. It's going to help you do your job. It's going to make some things go quicker, and it's going to, automate some processes. but your role in kind of delivering those business objectives, that's not changing.
You make a really good point, and we do have to remember this. We're looking at executives here. We're looking at people who are leading huge organizations, some smaller organizations, but the buck stops with you. You're part of the SLT or you're running the SLT. You know, it's a big deal. So yeah, really good. Janice, great question. Bit of a different direction. How much of your own personality should you bring to interview? Okay, so I'm a communication skills expert, apparently. I help people communicate more effectively daily. Now, the interesting thing about being flexible in your communication isn't about changing who you are to fit in. It's about reading the room and not jarring the other person's brain within the first 7 to 20 seconds. All right. So I would, the question, I guess, is, first of all, is do you know about communication styles? Do you know there are 4 main archetypes of behavioral styles? Do you know what your main archetype is, the one that you default to under stress or just when you're, you know, naturally being you? Because if you don't, there's some reading to be done there. But what I would do is think about, how do I show up? I'm very extrovert. I'm very out there, have lots of hand gestures, you know, bright green nails, that's me. Now, if I walk into somebody who is a classic introvert, what am I going to see that's different straight away? They're going to probably be sitting back more. They may not be as smiley. They may not be as gregarious as I would expect an extrovert to be. And I'm just literally looking at 2 extremes here. There's so much more to think about. But immediately I would look at that and go, calm down. Don't come in and go, hey, how are you? Great to meet you. That would be like too much. But it doesn't mean I can't go back to being me after we've built trust. So once we've built a connection, and things, when you're first walking into an interview, the level of tension is high on both sides. And what the interviewer needs and what you need is to feel safe so that you can communicate effectively and speak to each other. One of the biggest things I see people getting wrong, other than not having the confidence, is not noticing who's in front of them and how different their communication style might be. So they ignore it, they just go in and do them, and immediately the recruiter's brain or the hiring manager's brain has gone, you're different, I don't like you. It can happen in 7 seconds. So if you haven't learned about communication styles yet, you've not done Insights, Myers-Briggs, DISC, or something like that ever in your past, please do it. I can do that for you, by the way. The profiles are £99, or the assessments are £99 to do, and we need a couple of hours to go through it. So if you've not done it, I can help you with that, and I would highly recommend that you do it. This is a very long-winded way to say, Janice, do you, when your relationship is built, only you will notice when that has happened. Usually, if we get it right in the first 7 seconds, within a couple of minutes, our natural self can start to come out. But just remember who's in front of you.
I like that answer a lot. So it's that gaining trust first, reading the room, mirroring and understanding kind of what's around it, and slowly warming up to yourself. But you've got to be you, because if you try and play somebody else, then you start leaking because it's not authentic. I hate that word. But you're not being you. So, and you are your own superpower. No one else is you. So, you know, lean into who you are, because you can't then start a role having convinced them that you're somebody else, because that's not going to work, is it? So
no, absolutely not. And this is a really fine line. People will say, so you're telling me I should be, it's almost like you want to bend yourself into something that you're not to fit in. That's not what it is at all. Versatility in communication is noticing who's in front of you, lowering tension, building trust, and then both of you being able to be comfortable with each other, being yourselves. Now, it's sometimes when tension goes up again, so maybe they ask you a difficult question, maybe they're uncomfortable, maybe you're uncomfortable, you will need to probably calibrate your communication style again. So that's when we do it, is at the start of something new when tension is high, or when tension suddenly raises. Yeah. So maybe when we're getting to the end of an interview and they say, well, have you got any questions? And you want to say, well, have I got the job? Or which would put them under pressure maybe, or vice versa. You've then got to just remember to, if they are really outspoken and you're really quiet, up your energy a bit, and vice versa. That's the simplest explanation I can give you. And if you know nothing else, know that. Look at the differences between you and dial up or dial down the differences between you as much as you possibly can when it matters.
Yep.
I've just put in, by the way, a link to some online products on my website. I'm not here to sell stuff. That is not what I'm here to do. However, there is a very, very inexpensive $9.99 interview success accelerator program, which has stuff about communication styles in there. So if you don't want to do the profile and spend, money on one-to-one with me, that is the best way you can do it for diddly squat. All right.
Chats. Sorry, and I was trying to go through all the chat messages to see, because we're kind of 4 minutes in. So Malcolm was saying that he's had an AI interview as part of the firm's initial application process. Quite surprising. Apparently replaces their initial 5-minute phone call. I mean, and then they watch the video back, so it takes them just as much time or more time. I don't know.
I'm guessing
AI decide.
Well, I would think so. They will have programmed it to say, did they, they're probably looking for keywords. Did they demonstrate this? My problem with this is that AI can't feel.
No. And you can't mirror the AI person.
And you can't mirror the AI person at all. So we have a problem here. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
I'm sure it will have its place and it will have some value as long as they're using it correctly. It's a bit like people who go in and do these assessments, communication style assessment profiles in interview. It's fine as long as the person looking at it knows what to do with it. But if they don't and they go, oh, look, strong red, we don't want that one in our team, that's not okay.
Yeah. So Zoe was saying to Malcolm, yeah, me too. She had an assessment PDF immediately afterwards showing how she measured against 3 things that they were looking for.
Wow.
Okay.
I just hope underneath this, there's stuff going on. I bet she might know, but yeah.
Oh, so this was there's some chat about kind of how she's not been treated very nicely. This is Zoe in the process, and 2 months later, she's finally found out that she didn't get the job. So
Zoe, this goes back to one of my comments earlier. Is at 2 weeks in, I would be going back to them and saying I would like an answer. And we've spoken, and I know why you probably haven't. But if you believed in yourself, one, it would impact how you dealt with that situation, but it would also have impacted how or when or if you got that job.
Mm-hmm. So Amechi says in the context of interviews, safety first is so important in the first 7 seconds. So we agreeing exactly with what you said. Simple actions like genuine smiling, eye contact, use of their name can aid the interviewer's natural friend or foe response, and we all have it.
Okay, just be careful on that. And generally, you're right, but I have great eye contact because I'm an extrovert who likes to look people in the eye, and I'm quite nosy. I want to see what's going on inside people's brains.
Looking at the bookshelf.
But we have people we look at introverts who do not like direct eye contact so much. So if they're looking down and you are trying to eyeball them, just be careful on how you do this. If they're smiling, you smile. If they are very straight-faced, don't go in with a massive grin. You can smile and be polite, but just, it's just watch who's in front of you.
But we started or hinted at the fact that hearing that even the hiring managers and the recruiters aren't always massively confident. It's that kind of creating that psychological safety, isn't it? To say we're both here to find out the best thing from each other, so let's help each other and kind of come to the answers. So I like that
empathy bit, though. That's the empathy piece. Is if we can demonstrate empathy at the beginning of an interview, which is, hey, I mean, you might have had 6 people to interview before me. How are you doing? Are you okay? And then you go into, I'm looking forward to this. It's a meeting of minds.
So Robert, nice to see you after our kind of pilot. Robert joined us on the pilot. Thanks for links. He's been guilty of being too enthusiastic before now, but hard when already bought in.
And I'm Robert. If you're anything like me, I'm like a Labrador puppy. If I like something, I'm all like, hey, let me play. But I've seen how many times I've got that wrong, and just learn to pull back. And if you do get it wrong and you notice it, you'll feel it. You can pull back very quickly. But be warned, the damage may have already been done. It happens very fast. Unfortunately, our brains are brilliant.
So Malcolm says the AI interview kept glitching, so we had to interpret and proactively answer the questions. That's not helpful, is it?
Oh.
And Amechi says AI as a selection tool is a minefield in terms of bias management, tracking and control. It is already getting legal firms busy in the US, I can imagine. And Zoe says, I didn't like it, and I don't think I've proceeded to the next stage of the interview process. And again, that's that psychological safety, isn't it? If you're unhappy, not having a human to reflect off to kind of give you that psychological safety, you're not going to perform at your best, are you?
You're not. They are actually setting you up for failure. Because to be a human, an effective human, we need to feel safe. We need to feel secure. We need to feel that it's an okay environment to be in. An AI bot cannot make you feel, well, maybe it can one day. Right now, I don't think it is, but
maybe software techie type people will be quite happy being interviewed by kind of AI, but not everyone is. Yeah.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. So we are out of time. So it's been brilliant today. Loads of great questions and loads of fantastic insight from you, Sarah. What I would say,
I'm not nodding at myself. Then I was nodding at the insight from the other. I was very good.
But I think next week we're going to look at being visible. So a different kind of, so it's mindset and marketing. So it's marketing next week from me. If there is anything else that you want us to look at specifically and focus on, let us know. If knowledge about the recruitment market or whatever it is, do let us know what you're struggling with, and we'll try and kind of bring that up next as well.
Any questions, anything that's blocking you, what's getting in your way, what's stopping you feeling confidence, just tell us. You can also DM us directly if you don't want to do it live. That's absolutely fine. And we will deal with it carefully and not bringing your name into it, so that we can talk about those things as well. Our aim is purely to help as many of you get the jobs that you deserve on your terms faster and stay hired longer. So whatever we can do every Monday at 1 p.m, we will be doing that. If you've watched this, you like it, or you're watching it on replay, hello, and you think of people that might find this valuable, please share it with them. I'm sure there's plenty of other people out there that could do with some support, some help, a bit of camaraderie, and all of that. And shall we finish with Malcolm?
Yeah, thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm. That's been useful. And Amechi, thanks for being in the background as well. Really appreciate that. Listen, good luck to you all. Please believe you've got this. Your job is coming. It is out there, and you do deserve the job that you want on your terms. Okay.
And the salary you deserve as well.
Salary you deserve.
Thanks again, everybody.
All right. See you next week.